The most dangerous man, Vegeta, versus the strongest man, Granolah. Saiyan versus cerelian battle continues, and this time it's the god of destruction's power versus the greatest power in the universe. The polar opposite from Goku of being divine power, which is angel power, versus the strongest power in the universe, which the angel power, of course, Goku was called the strongest as well. But this is more so a more dangerous technique, alright? Not necessarily being strength based or whatnot. But before we get into the video, subscribe to my channel if you like Dragon Ball and Devil May Cry. You may find anything interesting on the channel besides Devil May Cry and Dragon Ball. You may find Saint Seiya, you may find other fictions or whatnot. Just go and take a look, and you may find anything interesting. Also follow me on Twitter at prodigal6853, where you can interact with me a lot of the times. I do be active here and there. So you have the god of destruction's power, Vegeta, versus Granolah, the greatest power in the universe. My thoughts on this battle of Vegeta versus Granolah: Chapter 74 was better than Chapter 75. Chapter 74, you see Vegeta's growth. You see Vegeta training method that Beerus instills in him is more apparent. Whereas when he goes into Chapter 75 and he awakens the power within, his instinct of destruction unleashes Ultra Ego Vegeta, it kind of falls meh, alright? It's a kind of a bit of a letdown, because the only thing that's cool is the way he looks. Everything else is very mid. Going back to Chapter 74, we see that Vegeta is lacking in destructive power when he's in Blue Evolution form. He makes up that with quantity and to cause great destruction, whereas Granolah can just do it off a whim. He's already quality because he has the greatest power in the universe, alright? And we also see where Hakai is able to nullify Blast, even if it is a weaker version of Hakai, as shown with Vegeta. He was able to nullify a greater power, a greater Blast from that of the true 100% of Granolah. He's been using his 100% ever since he hit Goku off guard. That was his true power being unleashed, and he shows the difference in battle and strength between him and Vegeta. Alright, even Vegeta says, yes, your combat abilities surpass my own, but you lack in battle experience. Your skill is lacking, basically, alright? And Vegeta shows exceptional combat prowess, even though his skill lacks even that of Goku. One thing that Granolah has in common, one thing in common from all of these past villains after Jiren, is none of them are really skilled in battle like that, alright? Most of them are lacking in the combat strength department, and they are lacking in the skill department, alright? Moro is an exception though. Moro kind of was a different type of enemy. He had overwhelmingly a lot of abilities, and he could absorb energy to get stronger and things like that. So of course his reflexes and stats and stuff would increase as well. So he basically bypassed that, and then he attained one of the ultimate powers and ultimate technique in the universe once he took Maris's power. So he's a little bit different, alright? But then you look at Broly and you look at Granolah, they're like parallels to each other, alright? Granolah showcases prodigious power by being able to attack vital points and knowing that that bypasses durability. Even though he's not of the warrior race, he's the ultimate sniper. He's a strategical marksman, alright? He has intellect. He's able to make strategies up, but he's releasing power as he's fighting. So same thing like Broly. Broly lacked in the experience department, but he's learning as he's fighting. Granolah did the same thing once Vegeta awakened his Ultra Ego, and once he awakened that Ultra Ego, Granolah couldn't take the possibility of Vegeta being stronger than him, because in his mind he's the strongest. He has the greatest power in his mind, or greatest power in the universe. To him, he should be the strongest, which he showcases that he still is the strongest, even after Vegeta tells him about the gods of destruction power, and that him awakening to instinct of destruction, and that the other gods of destruction are able to do this, and that they have a god of destruction in this universe. Just shows that it doesn't matter. The representation of the power of gods is Vegeta and Goku, and they are showing that it doesn't matter that they have godly power, that still falls short of the greatest power in the universe, because he is the most powerful life form now in the universe, showcasing how potent that wish, and condensing and multiplying and acquiring all powers that Granolah could possibly have gotten. Regardless, that just shows you how drastic and astronomical that wish made him. All right, then on top of that, he's able to push past his limits, all right, and unleash his true power, which is having 2 red eyes, a red eye and left, which Vegeta innate ability in his power, which he unleashed, was he's able to take damage and turn it into power. All right, he's able to get stronger from that. He's basically Goku Black on steroids. All right, I knew there was a parallel between Goku Black and Vegeta when I seen the aura. When you look at the auras, their auras are kind of the same. All right, and what Goku Black did was take advantage of the Saiyan biology, which is what Vegeta does. He takes advantage of the Saiyan biology by using the instinct of destruction with the methods of training that Beerus has instilled into him, and learning destruction, he's now able to awaken that innate ability within him that Broly was the true personification of. Now we have Vegeta instilling Goku Black and Broly, putting it into one with his own skill of being a prodigy and elite warrior, which unleashes Ultra Ego Vegeta, and of course Vegeta's egotistical. I think the name is kind of pretty stupid. I think you should have just called him God of Destruction Vegeta, but I'm gonna tell you why it's probably going to be called Ultra Ego Vegeta or Mega Instinct Vegeta. It's more than likely because when we see this color, his aura probably won't even be purple, showcasing that this is his own power. His power is different, it's unique to him. Even though he's using destruction, God of Destruction power is just being used as a catalyst in order to release his innate powers. All I'm saying is that this power of Ultra Ego Vegeta, he showcases it just basically strength based or whatnot, but we do see him do at least a Hakai blast, all right, at the end, where it says it will perish, it will make everything erase around him, it will destroy the planet. Will you be able to take it? Oh, you're brave, I guess you were ready to go to your doom. He used an all-out attack. Granolah unleashes their left eye, breaks past that limit, and of course destroys and nullifies the blast. Now the thing about this as well that we have to understand is that Vegeta was dominating the beginning of the fight. He was dominating, all right. Granolah then takes off Oatmeal because Oatmeal was basically trying to get him to understand that what they're saying is probably the truth. You know, Goku was saying the same thing, like he thought that he was the bad guy and stuff like that. So of course Oatmeal already is putting 2 and 2 together. Granolah does not care about this. He wants to perish everybody. Saiyans, Frieza, it does not matter. They are one of the reasons why his race don't exist. Even though Vegeta told him that the brink of extinction is what the Saiyans are on because of Frieza, just like the Cerelians. You're the last Cerelian. You're literally the last one. There's only a few Saiyans left, all right? But Granolah showcases that he can get stronger as well through battle, but it's not exactly the same. Here's something that I think people probably are missing. He was more so growing in combat skill. All right, not necessarily more so as power, it's more so combat skill, because if you notice, the entire time Vegeta was dominating, there was no real damage being done to Granolah. Granolah was never fatigued and he never weakened. He was getting battle damage, yes, but it wasn't the same as when Granolah would land an attack on Vegeta. When he attacked Vegeta, even when he used the city and he used destruction around it, it actually affected Vegeta a lot. And even his armor and stuff, all of that got destroyed, and Vegeta took that down, and he was like, oh, okay, so you want to continue this, you want to continue to fight. So people think that Granolah power, he was growing stronger as real, he was doing reactive revolution, but it wasn't really so much as that. It was more so as he was getting better and getting the hang of fighting, as Goku stated. Vegeta was losing his oomph, Granolah was getting sharper. So as Granolah got sharper and Vegeta was declining, but he was delivering stronger attacks, that means Vegeta doesn't really know his limit, as Granolah even says. So you can dodge. That means you're reaching your limit, right? And we see that there's, I guess it's like an endurance thing. Vegeta can only endure so much, all right? And he can only endure certain strong attacks. If the attacks are too strong, he cannot endure. Even when Granolah kicked him in the stomach and Vegeta came back with a sledgehammer attack, knocked him away, and then freaking Granolah started shooting him with the ki blast, and Vegeta tanked all of that and returned with a stronger ki wave, and Granolah endured that, and he's thinking like that did some damage, and he looked at him and Granolah's just standing there in the smoke, standing up, finna fire another blast. It just shows the difference in power between the two. Yes, Vegeta's getting stronger, but that stronger it's not making up for the gap that's between them. So us knowing this just shows you again how potent that wish is, and shows you that Granolah truly is the strongest in the universe, and that Toyotaro in that interview was not kidding about Granolah being the strongest for this story. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if he actually does end up being the final boss because of that, because he's trying to actually show that he's the strongest in the universe. And since he's also becoming more exceptional in the combat area, most people forget that he's actually a prodigy of his own race. As Oatmeal said back in chapter 68, that Granolah is a cut above the rest. He's an elite of the elite of his race as well, just like Vegeta is the elite of his race. All right, that's one and one. They go hand in hand as well, because they're both egotistical, and of course the form ultra ego is not that good. All right, it doesn't even seem like he gets that much stronger from Blue Evolution. In fact, what's more so impressive is how Hakai is being used between these two chapters. All right, and how Hakai is really good. Hakai, even when you're weaker, can still nullify stronger blasts, which we've seen Vegeta do against that ki manipulated arrow that Granolah made. All right, and I also did like the whole callback where Vegeta uses his strongest, he goes all out into that blast, and it's a reference callback to when Beerus did the same thing against God Goku, and we see both God Goku and of course Granolah cancel out the blast or whatever. Now what I don't like is the regression in AoE. All right, even when Goku single punched freaking Moro 7-3 in the stomach, it shook the entire planet and shifted the entire planet. Everybody on the planet felt that. All right, whereas here we're here with this, and this is supposed to be like an unprecedented destructive battle between Vegeta and Granolah. The blast it's just being seen from space, and the explosions are huge, but they're not really doing much. All right, it's shaking things, but it's not shaking everything on a planet. All right, it's just destructive. It just looks like a nuke from outer space, and I don't really like that, because if you're gonna showcase like this is like a new like power that they're supposed to be like so powerful, whatever, you could at least have it to where like the explosion destroys space, the space around them and stuff like that. Like I said, you don't even have to destroy planets and stuff, because that's not in that character to destroy the planets. They're a good guy, whatever, but Vegeta didn't really give a crap. I'm guessing the reason why it didn't do that much damage is because of Granolah nullifying the blast, all right, and hitting it with precise and precision ki blast. All right, so regardless of that, there has been a regression in AoE feats, but progression in power is not really even that much progressive in power. It doesn't really feel like as well either. But regardless, Granolah is the strongest. Granolah is showcasing that. The chapter ends with Vegeta being on the ground and Granolah is walking over him and saying thank you for making me unleash my own potential of power, and that's unleashing another Byakugan eye. All right, but let me know your thoughts down below if you're liking this battle. What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know below. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.